What if I told you that there are certain secrets that God's chosen ones should never, and I mean never, reveal? Yes, even you have things you've never shared, perhaps out of caution or wisdom. But there's more to it than you think. There is an immense power in silence, a strength that goes far beyond what most people can comprehend. Silence can be your strongest weapon, your mightiest defense. In fact, silence could be the most powerful statement you ever make. In today's world, where everyone is quick to speak, quick to share, and quick to broadcast every detail of their life, the chosen ones must stand apart. If you are one of God's chosen ones, I urge you, never reveal these things to anyone. These are the secrets that guard your destiny, your blessings, and your breakthrough. To receive the wisdom of this sermon, type in the comments, "I am receiving," as a declaration of your faith. Without further ado, let's dive into number 1. Your future plans and dreams, guard them with your life. The first secret that you must guard with your life is your future plans and dreams. Chosen ones, listen closely. The enemy doesn't have direct access to your future. He doesn't have a crystal ball that shows him where God is leading you. No, the enemy works through assumptions. He gathers his intel based on what you carelessly reveal in casual conversation. The more information he can gather, the more ammunition he has to sabotage what God has in store for you. Proverbs 29:11 says it clearly. A fool expresses all his feelings, but the wise suppress them. Let that sink in. The wise know when to remain silent. They understand the value of protecting what God has shown them until the appointed time. Don't rush to announce revelations that are still in their infancy. Don't share your dreams prematurely, especially when they're still fragile and vulnerable to attack. Take Mary, the mother of Jesus, as an example. She was entrusted with a miraculous promise, a destiny that would change the world forever. But she didn't run around telling everyone no. She incubated that promise in silence, protecting it until the right time. Mary understood something that every chosen one must understand. Dreams are like babies. They need to be nurtured, protected, and kept away from the harsh elements until they're strong enough to survive on their own. When you're in the early stages of birthing your dream, the last thing you need is outside interference, misunderstandings, or premature skepticism. Sharing your dreams with the wrong people can bring unnecessary adversity. Keep your vision private and surrender it to God in prayer. Some things are meant to be kept between you and the Lord. Yes, He may direct you to share certain aspects with a few trusted individuals, people who will pray for you and stand in agreement with you. But resist the urge to broadcast your plans to the world before they're fully established. By keeping quiet about what God is doing in your life, you give your dreams room to grow and flourish in a safe environment. You block the enemy's attempts to interfere with God's work. Remember, not all visions are meant to be shared immediately. Some need time to mature in the secret place. This strategic silence protects your purpose and increases the likelihood of its successful realization. Number 2, family matters. Keep the sanctuary secure. The second area where silence is golden for the chosen ones is in family matters. Your family is your inner circle, and not every disagreement, financial struggle, or health issue should be made public. Don't expose the vulnerabilities of your household to people who have no business knowing your business. In a world where oversharing is the norm, resist the urge to air your family's issues on social media or in casual conversations. Whether it's a marital dispute, conflicts with your children, or financial challenges, keep those matters private. The enemy thrives on division, and when you expose your family's weaknesses, you're giving him a foothold. Proverbs 17:9 says, "Whoever promotes love covers an offense." And 1 Peter 4:8 reminds us, "Love covers a multitude of sins." Your role in the family is to protect, not expose. Be like Noah's sons, who covered their father's nakedness rather than expose it for ridicule. Handle your family issues with wisdom and discretion, seeking counsel only from trusted, spiritually mature individuals who will pray for you and guard your secrets. Imagine if Mary had run to Elizabeth to complain about Joseph when he initially wanted to leave her upon discovering her pregnancy. That would have caused confusion and gossip. Instead, she trusted God and allowed him to work things out. Don't fall into the trap of turning minor family issues into major public spectacles. Handle them in private, and you'll see God's hand of restoration move in ways you never imagined. Family matters are sacred. They should be dealt with in love, grace, and discretion. When you protect your family from public scrutiny, you create an environment where healing and reconciliation can truly take place. Sign number 3. Your first victory and breakthrough. Wait on God's timing. One of the hardest things to do is remain silent after a breakthrough. Your first victory is precious, but it's also fragile. When God blesses you with a breakthrough, whether it's a new job, a financial increase, or a significant opportunity, it's natural to want to shout it from the rooftops. But hear me clearly, this is a time for silence, not celebration. There's wisdom in waiting on God's timing before you announce your success to the world. You see, early victories are like young plants. They need time to root and grow before they're strong enough to withstand external pressures. Proverbs 21:5 tells us, "The plans of the diligent lead to profit as surely as haste leads to poverty." Rushing to publicize your breakthrough can actually undermine it, leaving it vulnerable to spiritual attacks, envy, and unnecessary competition. The enemy is always looking for ways to sabotage what God is doing in your life. And if you're too quick to reveal your success, you might inadvertently give him the opportunity he's been waiting for. Look at King Saul, for example. After being anointed as king, the prophet Samuel instructed him to wait for God's signs before taking any action. 1 Samuel 10:8. Saul's anointing was real, but it needed time to be established in God's perfect timing. And when David defeated Goliath, he didn't go boasting about his victory prematurely. David remained silent, allowing his triumph to speak for itself when the time was right. Now imagine if David had rushed to announce his victory before his reign was fully secured. His enemies would have had all the information they needed to attack him, and his destiny could have been jeopardized. Chosen ones, your first breakthrough is not the time to boast. It's a time to let your victory mature in private. There will be a time for public celebration, but early success needs protection. It's in these early stages that the enemy will try to steal, kill, and destroy the very blessing God has given you. He'll use jealousy, distraction, and opposition to try to uproot what hasn't fully taken hold yet. But by keeping your victory between you and God, you give it time to grow strong and unshakable. Consider the story of Joseph. He was given a dream of his future greatness, but when he prematurely shared that dream with his brothers, it led to envy and betrayal. Genesis 37. Joseph's breakthrough was real, but the timing was wrong. He had to endure trials and tribulations before that dream could fully manifest. His story reminds us that early victories often come with challenges, and waiting on God's timing is essential for the fulfillment of his promises. There's a time to speak and a time to remain silent. Right after a breakthrough, when you're riding the high of success, it's easy to want to tell everyone. But chosen ones exercise restraint. Protect what God has given you. Nurture your success in silence. Let God establish it, and when the time is right, He will reveal it to the world in a way that no one can deny. Remember, God's timing is perfect, and patience is key to sustaining the victories He gives you. Don't let impatience or the desire for recognition rob you of the fullness of what God has for you. Wait on Him, and when He gives you the green light, your victory will be so solid that no one, not even the enemy, will be able to shake it. Let your victories mature in the secret place, chosen ones, and watch how God multiplies your blessings in ways you never imagined. Number 4, your financial situation. The enemy's favorite target. Chosen ones, let me remind you of something critical. The enemy is always watching. He's looking for any opportunity to attack, and your financial situation is one of his favorite targets. In this era of social media, where people are eager to share every new purchase, every vacation, and every promotion, it's easy to fall into the trap of flaunting your blessings. But hear me well, this is a dangerous game. Proverbs 13:11 warns us, "Wealth gained hastily will dwindle, but whoever gathers little by little will increase it." Wise individuals know this truth. Wealth is built quietly, steadily, and with patience. It's not something you need to show off to the world. In fact, the more you boast about your financial situation, the more you invite the enemy's attacks. The enemy thrives on jealousy, greed, and pride. When you reveal too much, you give him the ammunition he needs to stir up envy and chaos around you. Let me remind you of the story of King Hezekiah in 2 Kings 20 verses 12 to 19. After the Lord healed him from a deadly illness, Hezekiah made a crucial mistake. Envoys from Babylon visited him, and in his pride he showed them all the treasures of his kingdom, his silver, gold, spices, and everything in his storehouses. Hezekiah thought he was impressing them, but he was giving the enemy a clear map of his wealth. The prophet Isaiah rebuked him, and soon after the Babylonians came to take all the riches he had shown them. This biblical account shows how boasting about wealth can lead to destruction. Just like Hezekiah, we sometimes feel the need to show off what we have, but this exposes us to attacks when you keep your financial details private. You protect yourself from jealousy, manipulation, and even theft. Not everyone who celebrates your success is for you, and not everyone who congratulates you has good intentions. By trusting in God's provision and keeping your wealth a matter between you and Him, you avoid unnecessary drama. The best kind of wealth is spiritual, not material. Remember, God is your provider. He knows what you need before you even ask. Let your financial growth be something that happens in quiet obedience to His will. Let God handle your blessings, and don't give the enemy a foothold by broadcasting your riches. It's better to be known for your faith, your character, and your relationship with God than for your material possessions. Let your testimony be one of spiritual wealth that glorifies God, not a boast that invites trouble. Chosen ones, keep your treasures guarded, not just physically, but spiritually. When you do, the Lord will multiply your blessings in ways you never imagined. Keep your eyes on the provider, not the provision. Number 5, your spiritual encounters. Sacred moments are not for everyone. These are the times when you must be discerning, understanding that not every spiritual encounter is meant for public consumption. Dreams, visions, angelic visitations, divine revelations, these are treasures, gifts from the Lord that are meant to strengthen your faith and guide your path. But hear me well, chosen ones, some things are meant to stay between you and God. There is power in silence, and there is wisdom in knowing when to speak and when to keep certain experiences hidden in the secret place. God may at times instruct you to share a vision or dream to encourage others, but more often than not, these encounters are meant for your private growth, your personal walk with Him. They are sacred, and if you expose them prematurely, you risk reducing the depth of their impact. Look at Mary, the mother of Jesus. When the angel Gabriel came to her with the life-changing message that she would give birth to the Savior, she kept it to herself. She didn't run around telling everyone, seeking validation or trying to explain it to those who wouldn't understand. No, she incubated that revelation in her heart until the time was right. Mary knew that some things are too precious to be shared before their appointed time. Similarly, the Apostle Paul in 2 Corinthians 12 speaks of being caught up into the third heaven, where he heard things that were unspeakable, things he was not permitted to talk about. Even someone as spiritually mature as Paul knew that not every encounter was meant for sharing. He was entrusted with divine mysteries, but he kept them hidden because they were too profound for casual conversation. And let's not forget John the Apostle in Revelation 10. When the thunder spoke, John was about to write down what he had heard, but God stopped him, saying, "Do not write it down." Why? Because some revelations are meant to remain sealed. They're not for everyone, and they're not for every moment. Chosen ones, you need to understand this. Spiritual encounters are like precious seeds. If you expose them too early, they can be trampled on, misunderstood, or even attacked by the enemy. Just like a seed needs time to grow underground before it breaks through the surface, your revelations need time to mature in the secret place. When the time is right, God will give you the green light to share. But until then, guard them with care. You see, not everyone will understand your encounters. Some will mock, some will be jealous, and others will simply not be ready to hear what God has shown you. But when you keep these moments sacred, you allow them to transform you in private. Your relationship with God deepens, and your faith grows stronger. Chosen ones, learn to nurture these spiritual seeds in silence. Pray over them, meditate on them, and let God reveal to you when and how to share them, if at all. Your spiritual encounters are a testament to your closeness with God, but they are not for everyone to see. Keep them hidden until they're ready to bear fruit, and when they do, they will be undeniable evidence of God's hand on your life. So guard your spiritual encounters, not out of fear, but out of wisdom. Let them take root in your spirit and grow in the quiet places of your heart. When God says it's time, the world will see the fruit of what He has planted in you. Until then, hold them close, chosen one, for they are sacred moments meant for your journey, not for the applause of men. Chosen ones, as you navigate your journey with God, remember that silence is a weapon. There is power in keeping certain things private, by guarding your dreams, your family, your victories, your finances, and your spiritual encounters. You protect what God has entrusted to you. Don't fall into the trap of oversharing or seeking validation from the world. Your approval comes from God, and His timing is perfect. When the time is right, He will exalt you. Until then, remain humble, remain silent, and watch as God moves on your behalf in ways that will leave your enemies speechless. If this